E pra rapaziada aí do YouTube, que tá vendo esse vídeo aqui no canal de Cortes, a gente tá fazendo live na Kik todos os dias. A gente vai deixar o link pra você seguir e acompanhar as lives aí na descrição do vídeo. Bora lá. Assistir. E aí a gente vai pra gameplay. Daqui a pouco a gente tem Repo com Minervinha também. Que é o SeeEl falando sobre a semana 03 da Cade. Me falaram que esse vídeo aqui tá muito bom. E ele fala umas coisas bem salientes. Calientes. Então vamos ver.
Yep. He told people to what he did other today. Trimby was perfect. He told people to.
Deixa eu só mover minha câmera para a legenda. Bom, vocês vão acompanhando a legenda, não preciso traduzir, né?
What he did other people's jobs for them, and then we just didn't do it.
Esse vídeo aqui não vai estar em português, então recomendo que você ative ali as legendas nativas do YouTube. É só você clicar ali em CC, ativou as legendas e é isso aí. Valeu!
Salve galera, Butcher aqui, estamos aqui para uma entrevista com o homem mais pistola do momento. Did you understand what I just said?
Yeah.
Yeah? So do you agree?
I was just bullshitting you. Can you say it again?
I said we're here with the person that is angriest in the room.
No.
But yeah, I mean, so we briefly spoke in the press conference, and you were harsh on your opinions. But do you think it's harsh, or is it a reality of what you guys are feeling? Because my question in the press conference was about extremes, right? So when you guys are good, you guys are great. When you guys are bad, you guys are very bad.
Eu concordo com isso. Que a Cade é dois extremos. Tipo, eu consigo enxergar isso. Por exemplo, aquele jogo de Fiora do Boal, tipo, parecia que eles tinham -1, porque o Boal tava de Fiora e não tava conseguindo performar muito bem. E aí, tipo, simplesmente parecia que eles eram um time horrível, tá ligado? Então eu consigo enxergar isso aqui.
So I was questioning you about, you know, the volatility that the team may feel when you deal with extremes, you know?
I think we're fine right now. I think we're playing a good game early. We're in winning positions, but you know, I also think that there are problems that need to be fixed. That's it. You know. That's it. There's no extreme. You either fix it or you lose.
Mm-hmm. And when we talk about this,
Então ele discorda.
mistakes that you guys are doing, is that you know, game mistake, or is it a mentality mistake? Because
Boa
you know,
pergunta.
we could press, we don't press. Is that mentality or is that gameplay? You know,
Both,
right?
If we're so
Resposta
good,
política.
even if we're like have the wrong mentality and we're scared or whatever, we could probably still win the game. And if we played the same but we had a better mentality, we'll probably just win the game. So it's both.
Mm-hmm. When we talk about, you know, the mentality going into the game, would you rather have an aggressive team that doesn't calculate things as they should, be realistic about, you know, opportunities to take fights and to, you know, contest objectives and things like that, or be passive and, you know, calculate meticulously what they're gonna do?
We were. I mean, I would prefer the calculate side for sure. I think that thinking about decisions is really important in any high level sport.
Parece que ele nem queria estar aí. Eu acho que é só o jeito dele. Tipo, tomou 0-3 na semana, quebra de expectativa e tá dando entrevista logo depois, tá ligado?
And making those
foda.
decisions easier is the job of the system, so that you can think less, like you can minimize the thinking. I think most top sports are shifting towards that. Football especially is really becoming a systems-based game. I think League of Legends is the same. So yeah, I'd always rather the thinking part.
And then why does, you know, coaches and
Aí eu vou falar um negócio, com todo respeito a todos vocês, vão todos pra casa do caralho, que quando eu e o Tokens falava de sistema, o pessoal vai falando, não, mas isso deixa o jogo muito duro, League of Legends mudou. Aí, ó.
players usually when we come to the press conference after defeats, they talk about, you know, we didn't grab the opportunities that the enemy gave us. So you rather have a calculated team, that's okay. But there are times that you have to press, you know, objectives. You have to press the button to go forward. So isn't that contradictory?
I think it's fine if you are calculating and you lost because you calculated wrong.
Sim.
That's fine.
Sure.
I don't care. I don't think we were calculating today. Like, the enemy had an Ivan and we were poking them. What the fuck? I can pull some random CBLOL guy, he'll be bronze, and he'll know that that's bad. What are we calculating here? How much damage we're going to do to the shield? like, no, it's not like this, you know?
Sure.
No.
But do you... So in
Está
any
claramente
system
puto.
that you may, that any
Claramente
coach
puto.
has, you kind of need to have one player or two players that are gonna, be the guys that press the button. So would you rely most heavily
Trimby de exames.
one or
Excelente
two
jogador
players in
para
the
isso.
team that are not, pressing the buttons that they should currently?
I think that's an incomplete system. I think a complete system involves every player.
Sure.
Even last year, like Prods was nicknamed the captain, but it wasn't like this, you know? Like I think everyone has their role.
Sim.
I think certain roles need to click more. Like 80 carries need to click more. It's harder to talk more and
Sim.
make good decisions. Your champion is often also easily killable compared to other champions.
Sim.
So it's much worse for an 80 carry to call. It's much better for like a jungler.
O que torna Titanzada uma raridade no cenário, porque ele é um dos pouquíssimos AD Carries que consegue performar em altíssimo nível e continuar calando.
Or a top laner or a support to call, they're much harder to kill. So I think in a complete system, everyone has their role. Same as football, same thing.
But in a system that is incomplete, you have to rely on certain players to be the better carriers, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to have like character flaws. You're going to have people that are not so good at certain things. You're going to have people that are unable to do certain things. So that's where you need to adapt the system, yeah.
So is any... And my intention here is not to, make you point out a player and so everybody can, jump into this player. But I feel that, maybe Trimby or Disamis, they have to play more active role in pressing the buttons, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Sim, eles jogam de
today
boneco de
Trimby
engage,
was
né?
perfect. He told people to he did other people's jobs for them, and then we just didn't do it. So he said like, guys, I'm 1v1ing the Ziggs and we need to engage, and we didn't engage.
Yeah.
So that's it.
So in what do you credit? Because Trimby
Well,
was
Trimby tava
very,
dando nos Ziggs, acho que
pointed
ele
out in the
confundiu o
first
nome,
play, and he did improve a lot. So was that part of his, hard work and mentality,
Entendi.
or did you, you pressed him somehow?
I think every player has a challenges. I think for Addy it was more out of
Esse
game,
jogo foi
like
isso
how
mesmo?
he can assimilate to the
Não
culture
lembro
better,
disso não,
how
achei ele
I can
Mercúrio.
make him a leader. He's never had to be a leader.
Sure.
Yep. I mean, in the game, I think he was just being trolled. I think,
Caralho.
like, he looks better because the other people are just not trolling.
Shifting the focus now to drafts, I
Pô,
took a look
jogadores de
at
partes
the
curtas,
past
né?
vlogs that I've mentioned in the press conference, and you were saying that you try to test out the team, making some drafts that they are more difficult to play in the game, and you pointed out some draft differences in this Super Week. Was that something that we have to take into consideration in case 3 losses, or is it more of a mentality or the way you guys played?
I mean, it's perspective. Everyone has a different opinion on what draft is winning or not. I think this week we thought we won draft, like pretty convincingly, except for on Saturday. I think the Fiora Wukong draft was on me, although I think that game was completely winnable as well.
Sim. E aí, André, obrigado pelos 3, irmão. Tamo junto.
Last week
Existe isso? Cara, existe. Tipo, especialmente em matchups. Vou dar o exemplo do Tocão. O Tocão, em 2016, ele gostava muito de jogar de Ryze em cima de Cassiopeia. Quando a maioria das pessoas aqui no Brasil julgavam ser um counter match, né? Que Ryze era impossível de jogar contra a Cassiopeia. Só que a gente desenvolveu o método ali de jogar. E aí a gente foi pra fora, a gente jogou contra a Flash Wolves, e eles pegavam muito Ryze em cima de Cassiopeia. E aí a gente foi aprendendo e desenvolvendo isso cada vez mais, entendeu? Então, tipo, especialmente quando você pega um pick contra o outro, dependendo do player, um cara pode achar o matchup bom ou ruim. No quesito de draft, depende da estrutura do draft. Às vezes, ambos os drafts são ganháveis, mas tem um pick que, se ele for muito bem executado, countera uma parte da sua estratégia, entendeu? Então, varia muito, sabe?
It would give us the highest chance to win, and I wanted to start off with a couple wins.
Sure.
I think that confidence is important for this team. So I wanted to show that, hey guys, we can beat any of these teams. And then this week we came prepared with a more balanced draft that would play on scrims more, right?
Sure.
The Bayari, the Mbessa with the Vi. Today it was Zinzatalia, pretty common across all the major leagues right now. Pretty easy to execute, pretty good to play side lane with. We didn't execute when it mattered. So whether or not it's because we were just scaling, whether or not we have a lack of game knowledge, or whether or not it was a mentality issue, I'm not sure. My vibe was that it was more mentality, but we'll have to see. I mean, yeah, the previous weeks it was important to win. I think like this week's not so much.
And now it's a personal opinion of mine because I've been seeing, coaches, players, and even team CEOs downplaying the first stage of LTA, and that bothers me because it's best of one, it's just seeding phase and etc. But that sends a message of how your job is being done,
Concordo.
how the team is training, how the team is performing, how you guys are fixing mistakes.
Eu concordo
And
pra
it
caralho.
pisses me off when I see people downplaying the first stage just because it's the seeding stage. So how do you feel about that? And how do you feel changing the format to BO3s and fearless format?
I mean, I still prefer the longer season.
Sure.
I think that they do matter, especially because it's a risk-free way to get a feel for
Sim.
stage games, especially for newer teams like Fluxo, like us.
Tipo Romer.
Especially Boyle. I mean, Boyle's been off stage for 2 years.
Yeah.
Cara, pergunta honesta. Por favor, respondam com honestidade. Vocês ligam pro time de vocês indo mal na fase MD1? Honestidade, mano. Honestidade. Sim, sim, sim. Cara, teve um não. Teve um não no chat. Que foi do Tears. Cara, tipo... Independente, a fase vale menos porque é melhor de um e é só fase de seed. Eu penso muito como o Butcher falou, mano. Um recado que você manda pro resto dos times, pro resto do campeonato. Se você tá mal, como você vai melhorar nos seus erros, como você tá treinando, tudo isso. Eu acho que importa pra caralho. Pra caralho.
Mortis debut CBLOL year, Kisei debut CBLOL. Of course, he played in Oceania, but it's different playing from home.
Yeah.
So I think it matters in a way. I think all competition matters. But they don't have any weight
Concordo muito com essa visão do Sil.
to the actual competition. That's the problem. So obviously it matters, but I think it should matter more. Like there should be some benefit to like coming first. If you win 7 games in a row, for example.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay,
That's
I see your
all.
point. And now change to BO3s. What's your take on that?
My take is that we should play BO3s every game. Like I think that we should have played 7 sets of BO3s.
Sure.
Like if we want to be good, but I think that it costs Riot probably a lot of money,
Sim.
and like you'd have to work a lot, That's yeah. But I mean, like to be straight up honest, for us, like we work the long hours anyway, so it's better for us anyway. The best of ones, we waste most of the day.
Sure.
Isso é verdade.
Whereas with BO3 you can play more. So
Pra mim o take dele tá
I think
perfeito.
there should be more BO3s, more games if we want to be relevant internationally.
Okay. So I think that's pretty much it what I got. Chris, you were, as I said, you had some strong opinions as always in the press conference. Is that any topic that I didn't discuss that you feel that you wanted to communicate to?
Yeah, I mean,
Friends.
to be clear, it was impossible for me to keep last year's roster because, as I said, like top support didn't want to play together, and like
Opa.
there's more games.
You had some strong opinions as always in the press conference. Is that any topic that I didn't discuss that you feel that you wanted to communicate to?
Yeah, I mean,
Friends.
to be clear, it was impossible for me to keep last year's roster because, as I said, like top support didn't want to play together.
Calma aí. É público isso? Eu nunca tinha ouvido falar disso. Tipo, vocês sabiam disso? Cara, ninguém sabia no chat. Eu também não sabia. Bomba isso aqui, tá? Bomba. Então, tipo assim, no que teve a mudança do time, o SeeEl meio que pegou toda a responsabilidade pra ele, certo? E falou, guys, eu tô fazendo essa mudança e foda-se. Pra meio que blindar os jogadores, uma atitude muito nobre da parte do SeeEl, mas a realidade era outra. Não ia ter como manter esse time de jeito algum.
And I mean, they just didn't fit, you know.
Sure.
In terms of gameplay, in terms of the way they viewed the game, I had to choose. So I would have had to change the roster anyway. I think if we don't think we can win the whole thing, then it's not worth keeping the same players, right? So I just want the fans to understand that. That's all. I think that's an important part.
Então, tipo assim, quando ele falava do Gigo, que o Gigo recebeu uma proposta, por isso ele saiu, é verdade. Só que tem alguns detalhes. Tipo assim, ele tinha escolhido o Gigo acima do Prodelta para continuar na lineup, porque eu acho que é uma boa movimentação. Apesar do Prodelta ter mandado muito bem, eu gostaria de que o Prodelta continuasse e que o Gigo continuasse. Mas se é para escolher entre um e outro, tinha que ser o Gigo, porque não tem top laner. Apesar de que eu achava que o Gigo não era um bom fit para essa cage, mas eu entendo manter ele. Só que aí o Gigo decidiu sair. Bizarro. Então ele podia ter... Tipo, o plot twist dessa parada, isso é bizarro, é que ele escolheu o Gigo e depois o Gigo decidiu não continuar no time e ele perdeu o Prodelta nisso, tá ligado?
On roster building.
Tipo... Caralho, que bizarro, mano.
And part of that comes with some risk.
Ele escolhe o cara, perde o suporte que ele não gostaria de perder, por ter que escolher entre um e outro, e aí o cara sai do time. Bizarro.
So, you know, all these...
Ah, não, verdade. Ele quis vender o Gigo pelo robô. Verdade. Tá certo. Então foi uma decisão dele a partir daí. Então no fim ele se livrou dos dois?
decisions,
É isso?
it's my responsibility, but I'm not doing it because I like it, I'm doing it because I have to.
Sim.
For example, Smiley is like one of my best friends in real life.
Yeah.
And I let him go, you know. We're just lucky enough to have him in tier 2 because he wanted to work with me more than he wanted to work in Europe. He had an offer in Europe and he said that, you know, he's getting older, so he wants to look into coaching too. I think we'd make a great pair. So,
Legal.
so I think I want people to realize that a little bit.
Maneiro.
But yeah, I mean, it's all my responsibility.
Boa visão, mano. Gostei.
Okay, Chris, thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Great luck, and yeah, thank you.
Cara, eu gosto muito das entrevistas do SeeEl. Tipo, ele é bem coeso no que ele fala, né? Eu acho legal. Apesar de ter sido um pouco mais curta, né? Até porque, porra, depois do jogo, né, e tal, o cara